Let me ask you something, and be honest with yourself. Have you ever woken up, looked at your hands, your face in the mirror, and thought, this doesn't feel like me anymore? Not because of some injury. Not because of a diagnosis. But because something deeper has shifted. A sense of energy, of certainty, of you, seems out of reach. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And you're not broken. You're simply out of rhythm. See, your health didn't fall apart in one day. It slipped, little by little. Skipping breakfast. Sleeping poorly. Sitting too long. Letting stress go unspoken. Each day, something got a little weaker, a little slower, a little quieter. Until one day, you didn't feel like you anymore. But here's the truth, your body hasn't forgotten how to heal. It hasn't stopped responding. It just hasn't been given the right sequence. Because most men over 60 don't need a new pill. They need a rhythm. A signal. A reason to reconnect. That's what this video is about. Not perfection. Not punishment. Just a restart. 7 days. 7 small, simple shifts, each one speaking to a different part of your biology. Your circulation. Your strength. Your focus. Your sleep. Your presence. And by the end of those 7 days, you're not going to be a different man, you're going to feel like yourself again. So if you've been drifting, if you've been tired, tight, or just dull inside, this is your moment to reset. Not for anyone else. Just for you. Let's begin with day 1. A signal so simple, most men overlook it completely. But it's the first key to waking everything back up: water. And light. We'll go there next. Most men over 60 don't suddenly fall apart. They just slowly drift. They lose rhythm. They lose energy. They lose that quiet spark that used to push them forward. And the hardest part isn't the pain. It's the disconnection from their own body, their sleep, their strength, and even their purpose. So when I ask a man, what would it take for you to feel like yourself again, you know what I often hear? I don't know, Doc. I've been off for a while now. I keep thinking it'll bounce back. But it never really does. It's not that he doesn't care. It's that he doesn't know where to begin. And even if he tries to fix something, it's often in the wrong order. Because here's the truth, you can't rebuild a system you're no longer in sync with. And most men after 60 are doing things out of rhythm, sleeping late, but skipping morning light, skipping breakfast, then overeating at night, sitting most of the day, then trying to walk it off, after dinner trying to relax, but carrying hours of silent stress in their chest. It's not laziness. It's just misalignment. Their biology is still working, but it's not being given the signals it needs to respond. Let me tell you about Richard, 67, from New Jersey. Still sharp. Still working. But constantly tired. Short-tempered. Losing strength in his legs. He kept saying, maybe I just need more sleep, maybe it's age catching up. But when we looked at his habits, it wasn't about more sleep. It was about the wrong rhythm. No morning light. No breakfast. No movement. Screens on late into the night. His body wasn't failing him, it just didn't know what time it was anymore. It didn't know when to turn on. Or when to rest. That's why this 7-day restart works. Because it's not about intensity. It's about sequence. Signal your body at the right time, feed it what it expects in the morning, move it before it forgets how, let it wind down instead of crash, and reconnect, not with goals, but with rhythm. This is how men start to come back. Not with effort, but with order. So if you've been wondering why getting back on track hasn't worked, maybe it's because the track was never clear. This week, we give it back to you. And it all starts with the very first signal your body looks for before anything else: water and light. That's day one. Let's walk into it together. Before your body wants food, before it wants coffee, before it wants movement, it wants one thing: a signal. A sign that says, we're awake now, it's time to start. And that signal isn't loud. It's not dramatic. It's simple. Water and light. These two things, done within 30 minutes of waking, can literally begin resetting the entire system that's been feeling off for weeks, maybe even years. Let's talk about water first. After 7 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is naturally dehydrated. That means your blood is slightly thicker. Your joints are less lubricated. Your brain is running slower. So the first glass of water in the morning doesn't just quench thirst. It thins your blood and sends oxygen flowing again. It also wakes up your digestive system and tells your kidneys, liver, and lymph, it's go time. Now let's talk about light. Not your phone screen. Not artificial bulbs. Natural morning light. When sunlight hits your skin, especially your face and eyes, your brain triggers the release of cortisol at the right level, at the right time. This is not stress cortisol. This is wake-up cortisol. The kind that gives you mental clarity, motivation, and alertness. And when your body knows it's daytime, it also begins producing melatonin for later. That's right, the key to good sleep starts with morning light. Here's your day one ritual. It takes less than 10 minutes. Checkmark step 1. Warm water. Drink 1 glass, 8-12 ounces, of room temp or warm water optional. Squeeze in lemon. Do this within 10 to 15 minutes of waking. Do it before coffee, food, or screens. Checkmark step 2. Get outside. Stand outside, or near a window. Look toward natural light, not directly at the sun, but in its direction. Stay there for 5 minutes. Bonus. Combine this with light stretching or deep breathing. One of my patients, Mark, 70, from North Carolina, used to wake up groggy and heavy-headed every morning. He thought it was sleep apnea or just aging. But when we added this day one ritual, within 3 days, he texted me, "Doc, I'm not dragging anymore. My eyes open before my alarm now. I feel like I'm actually starting the day, not catching up with it." That's the power of giving your biology the first signal it's looking for. This isn't a life hack. This is human design. And most men have just been skipping it. But not you. Not this week. You just gave your body the first reminder: we're back, and we're listening. Tomorrow, we move to the next part of the rhythm, the fuel your body actually wants before 9 a.m. Not sugar. Not bread. But protein. And when you eat it right, your hormones will remember exactly what to do. We'll go there next. By now, you've started sending your body its first wake-up signal: water and light. You've thinned your blood. You've reset your rhythm. You've told your brain, we're moving again. Now your body's asking, what are we running on? And the answer it wants, especially as a man over 60, is not sugar, not toast, not a banana and black coffee, it's protein. And it wants it early. Here's why. As men age, your testosterone pulse in the morning becomes weaker. And if you skip breakfast or fill it with carbs and coffee, that pulse disappears. Which means less energy, less muscle recovery, slower thinking, lower drive, higher belly fat, not because you're aging, but because your body never got the signal to activate. When you give your body protein within 60 minutes of waking, you're doing 3 powerful things. Small diamond 1. Supporting hormones. Testosterone, dopamine, cortisol, they all depend on amino acids. If they don't get them early, they stall out by mid-morning. Small diamond 2. Regulating blood sugar. Protein slows glucose spikes. That means fewer crashes at 10 a.m., and fewer cravings all afternoon. Small diamond 3. Rebuilding muscle. After sleep, your muscles are in recovery mode. Feed them right away, and they get stronger, even from light movement. Checkmark Day 2 Ritual. Protein before 9 a.m. You don't need a giant meal. Just 20 to 25 grams of real protein, paired with healthy fat. Here are 3 options. Option 1: 1 egg plus 1/2 avocado, 1 slice whole grain toast, green tea or water. Option 2: Greek yogurt, unsweetened, 1 tablespoon chia seeds, small handful of walnuts. Option 3: cottage cheese, 1/2 cup, blueberries or raspberries, handful of pumpkin seeds. The key is, eat it before 9 a.m. and do it consistently. Mr. Lewis, 69 from Ohio, told me he hadn't eaten breakfast in 15 years. He said, "Doc, I thought skipping it made me tougher, but by 10 a.m., I was always dragging." After just 1 week of adding 20 grams of protein early, his posture changed. His voice had more power. He said, "I feel like I'm fueled, not chasing the day anymore." That's what happens when your body is fed on time, not just fed eventually. So here's your job for day 2. Keep your water and light first thing. Eat protein before 9 a.m. Notice how your energy holds throughout the day, because when you start the morning with the right message, you don't need to fight your body all afternoon. You gave it what it needed, and now it's working with you. Tomorrow, we move to day 3, where we activate the one thing most men stop using: movement. Not to sweat, not to shrink, but to talk to your heart again. By now, your body has received 2 important signals: light to wake the brain, protein to fuel the system. But there's a third signal it's still waiting for, one that most men over 60 ignore, until they realize they've stopped trusting their own strength. That signal is movement. Not exercise. Not sweat. Not a full body workout. Just movement that speaks to your circulation, your nervous system, and your sense of stability. Let me be clear, you don't need to run miles, lift weights, or train hard, but if you're not moving your body intentionally every morning, you're missing one of the most powerful medicines we have. Because movement, done right, doesn't just build muscle. It talks to your heart. It tells your brain, I'm still here. I still work. Keep sending blood, keep sending strength. Let's break it down. Small diamond. What happens when you move in the morning? Blood vessels expand, allowing more oxygen to reach your brain. Nitric oxide is released, improving blood pressure and heart rhythm. Insulin sensitivity improves, lowering your risk of diabetes. Balance systems activate, reducing your fall risk. Hormones respond, increasing testosterone and motivation. And when this happens, you're not just awake, you're alive again. Checkmark Day 3 Ritual, the morning activation circuit. No gym. No equipment. Just you, your breath, and 5 minutes. Do each of these slowly and with control. 10 chair squats. Sit down and stand up without using your hands. Builds quad strength and hip stability. 10 wall push-ups. Keep your body straight. Engage your core. Strengthens chest, arms, and shoulders. 15 calf raises. Hold onto a wall or chair. Builds lower leg circulation and ankle stability. 10-second balance, each leg. Stand tall, 1 foot off the ground. Strengthens your core and protects against falls. Michael, 71 from Arizona, had stopped walking outside because he feared falling. After doing this circuit every morning for 2 weeks, he said, "Doc, I caught myself singing while walking through the kitchen. I wasn't even thinking about my balance. I just trusted my legs again." That's what we're after. Not performance. Trust. Trust in your own body. Trust in your steps. Trust that you can stand tall, literally and emotionally. So here's your assignment today. Keep doing your water plus light, eat your morning protein, then move, intentionally, gently, and fully present. It doesn't matter how fast you do it. It only matters that you show up. Because your heart isn't waiting for perfection, it's waiting for a signal. And tomorrow, we move into the quietest part of your rhythm, your evening. Where how you end the day shapes everything about how you begin the next. Let's talk about that next. If your morning sets the tone for your strength, your evening sets the tone for your recovery. And for most men over 60, the biggest damage isn't done in the gym or from stress, it's done at dinner. Not because of what you eat, but when, how, and how much. Let's talk truth. If you go to bed with a heavy stomach, a blood sugar spike, or your body still digesting late into the night, you've already disrupted tomorrow's energy. Your body spends the night working on your food, instead of working on you. And that means less testosterone recovery, less memory consolidation, more nighttime wake-ups, and waking up feeling foggy, instead of refreshed. But the good news? This is fixable. And it starts with what I call the dinner reset. Small diamond. Why late or heavy dinners disrupt your system? They keep blood sugar elevated deep into the night, they delay melatonin production, they cause your heart rate to stay elevated while you're trying to rest, they delay deep sleep and reduce REM, they disrupt testosterone repair and muscle recovery. You might not feel it instantly, but you will feel it every morning. In your joints. In your brain. In your mood. Checkmark. Day 4 ritual. The dinner reset. Let's build a dinner that lets your body heal, not work overtime. 1. Eat before 7:30 p.m. Earlier is better. Give your body 2 to 3 hours before bed with no food to allow digestion to finish and melatonin to rise naturally. 2. Keep it light plus protein focused. Think grilled fish or chicken, steamed veggies, olive oil or avocado, herbal tea or water. Skip heavy carbs, bread, pasta, rice, sugary sauces, alcohol, especially red wine. Late dessert. 3. Mindful. Finished. When you're done eating, tell your body, we're done for the day. Take a slow walk. Dim the lights. No snacks after. My patient, Larry, 68 from Wisconsin, used to snack right before bed. He told me, "Doc, I thought a little something at night helped me sleep, but I kept waking up tired and groggy." We moved his dinner earlier, added protein and veggies, and cut the bedtime snack. After 1 week, he said, I didn't change anything else, but suddenly I was dreaming again. I hadn't done that in years. That's not magic. That's rest, finally restored. So today, your job is simple. Eat dinner before 7:30 p.m. Focus on protein, fiber, and healthy fat. Let digestion finish long before your head hits the pillow, because the best sleep doesn't begin in your bedroom. It begins on your plate. And tomorrow, we'll take your evening one step further, by adding in something even more powerful than food: stillness. And magnesium. The final signals that tell your body, it's safe now, let go. By now, you've started clearing the path. Your mornings are sharper. Your digestion is smoother. You're moving again. And your dinner isn't dragging you down. Now it's time to rebuild one of the most neglected systems in men over 60, the nervous system. And the way we do that, isn't by doing more. It's by doing something most men avoid: nothing. Stillness. Silence. And just enough magnesium to let your entire body know, you can exhale now. Small diamond. Why this matters: if you go to bed carrying the weight of the day, news, noise, screens, stimulation, you may sleep, but you won't restore. Your nervous system stays tense. Your brain spins. Your body resists surrender. This is why so many men feel wired and tired at the same time. Can't sleep. Can't relax. Can't turn it off. And over time, that chronic tension leads to high blood pressure, prostate inflammation, testosterone loss, and brain fog. Checkmark Day 5 Ritual, Magnesium and AMP, Silence tonight. Instead of pushing through the evening, you wind down on purpose. 1. Magnesium-rich snack, 60–90 minutes before bed, helps muscles relax, lowers cortisol, and calms the nervous system. Options. 1/2 cup cottage cheese plus pumpkin seeds, handful of almonds, banana with almond butter, dark leafy greens sautéed in olive oil. 2. No screens 45 minutes before bed. Yes, that means TV too. Screens block melatonin and keep your brain on alert. Instead, sit in silence, dim the lights, listen to calming music, stretch gently, journal a few thoughts. 3. 5 minutes of stillness, lie back. Hands on chest and stomach. Inhale for 4 seconds. Exhale for 6 seconds. Repeat 10 times. That's it. Your body doesn't need performance. It needs permission to rest. One of my patients, Brian, 72 from Oregon, used to watch cable news until 11 p.m. He would wake up stiff, irritated, and forgetful. After replacing that with a magnesium snack and 5 minutes of silence, he told me, I didn't just sleep better. I woke up calmer. Like something inside me unclenched. That's what stillness does. It unlocks your recovery system. So tonight, give your body the 2 things it's been missing: a mineral it recognizes, and a moment it can rest in. Because you don't need noise to end the day. You need space. And tomorrow, day 6, we're going to go deeper into that space, but not alone. Because while biology resets your body, connection resets your spirit. And that's what we'll do next. You've rehydrated. You've fueled. You've moved. You've rested. But there's one system we haven't touched yet, and it may be the most important of all. Not your muscles. Not your blood vessels. Not even your brain. I'm talking about your why. The part of you that says, I still matter. Because for many men over 60, the body doesn't start breaking down because it's too old, it starts breaking down because it's disconnected from purpose. Retired, but restless, useful, but not needed, surrounded by people, but emotionally alone. This is where the fire begins to fade. And no amount of protein, movement, or vitamins can replace it. But here's the good news: purpose doesn't need to be big. It doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be felt. Every day. That could be a conversation. A smile from someone who remembers your name. A moment where you said, that meant something. Checkmark Day 6 Ritual, Reconnect through purpose. Here's how you can reignite that inner flame, in less than 10 minutes a day. 1. One line of gratitude, morning. Before you check your phone, before you drink your coffee, write down one thing you're grateful for. Not what you're supposed to be grateful for. What you're really feeling. I woke up without pain. I heard my grandson laugh yesterday. The coffee smells good today. Gratitude isn't fluff. It activates dopamine, softens the nervous system, and trains your brain to see life, not just loss. 2. One point of connection, afternoon or evening, call someone. Text someone. Wave at your neighbor. Compliment a stranger. Ask a question and actually listen. Real human connection, even small, raises oxytocin, lowers cortisol, and brings you back into your body. Carl, 72 from Colorado, told me he hadn't laughed in months. He was doing all the right health things, eating better, walking daily, but he felt empty. detached. Then we added just one change: he called his grandson every Thursday. No advice. Just conversation. 2 weeks in, he told me, "Doc, I forgot I still had something to give." That's purpose. That's medicine. So today's about more than biology. It's about coming back into your life. What matters to you? Who matters to you? And what have you been holding back because you thought it didn't matter anymore? It matters. You matter. And when a man reconnects with even a small thread of meaning, his entire system begins to align. Tomorrow, we bring it all together. Every glass of water. Every step. Every moment of rest and reconnection. Because now, it's not about adding more. It's about feeling the shift you've already created. You made it to day 7. But this isn't the end. This is where everything you've done starts to speak to each other. Because up until now, you've been sending signals: water, light, food, movement, stillness, gratitude, connection. And today, your body remembers. Not just what to do, but how to be. This is called integration. It's the moment your systems go from scattered pieces to one rhythm. One current. One man who moves through the day with presence. Not because you're perfect. Not because you followed some extreme plan. But because you listened. You showed up. And now, your body is showing up for you. Your morning energy? Clearer. Your digestion? Smoother. Your thoughts? Sharper. Your sleep? Deeper. Your strength? Steadier. Your heart? Quieter, but more alive. That's the power of rhythm. Let's recap what you've reawakened. Checkmark day 1. Water plus light, right pointing arrow rehydrated your cells, reactivated your brain, reset your clock. Checkmark day 2. Protein before 9 a.m. right pointing arrow fueled your hormones, stabilized your blood sugar, kick-started recovery. Checkmark day 3. Simple morning movement right pointing arrow opened your vessels, rebuilt trust in your legs, brought oxygen to your brain. Checkmark day 4. Dinner reset right pointing arrow reduced inflammation, improved sleep, told your body it's safe to rest. Checkmark day 5. Magnesium and amp. Silenced right pointing arrow calmed your nervous system, signaled recovery, lowered your night tension. Checkmark day 6. Purpose and amp. Gratitude right pointing arrow brought you back into connection, restored meaning, eased mental weight, and now, here you are. Not fixed. Not transformed. But realigned. Back in sync with yourself. So what happens next? You don't need to add more. You just need to keep listening. Keep showing up. Keep trusting that your body will keep responding, as long as you keep sending the signals. Thomas, 73 from Georgia, wrote me after doing this 7-day reset. He said, "I thought I needed a new body. Turns out, I just needed to respect the one I have." That's it. That's the shift. So here's what I want you to do right now. Comment, restarted, below if you've tried even one of the days. If you've felt even the smallest shift. If something inside you said, "We're still in here," and if you know another man who needs this, who's been drifting, frustrated, flat, send this to him. Tag him. Reach out. Because no one resets alone. You didn't fix your body. You freed it. And that freedom? It starts again tomorrow. One signal at a time. One rhythm at a time. One man, showing up for himself, again. Thank you for being that man. We need more of you.